2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. With the Denver Nuggets, they won their last contest, that game against the Bucks.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a hostile crowd, they never let the fans get going. They silenced them over and over again with big, timely shots.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. They've got Drummond. Williams is out there with Etuan Moore. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and it's Diaw in at the power forward.
And guys, it's been a slow decline for Deron Williams the last few seasons. Once considered an elite point guard, he just doesn't have that stature any longer.
Dishes to Diaw, wide open. Not enough on that one as it misses. So it's Chicago now. It's a three-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And nothing went well offensively on this night for them. They were just completely disjointed.
Yeah, you could call it the 3 Ds: disjointed, disorganized, discombobulated, or whatever else you wanted to use to describe that would be appropriate.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, I'm impressed with the determination he showed right there, getting himself in the good position under the glass. Did his work early there.
Yeah, with the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to go to.
And then also just the niftiness with that tip in, just a quick touch, again, before the defense knows what hit him.
Nice shot by Smith.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense. He's got the A game rolling tonight.
The dish now to Diaw. The shot is off. Smith with some nice D. Miller kicks to Smith.
It's almost hard to believe that somebody can throw it down like that.
It's a small club, right, Greg? I mean, it's a pretty small club, that's for sure.
Exclusive.
He can really rise up.
Well, I tell you, I would have preferred to see a little more resistance from the defense on that play, though, guys.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Here's Williams. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Got a piece of it. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Tries it from 9. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got 8 points. The Nuggets trail by 3. Drummond with a screen on Miller. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And, you know, one thing about Deron Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he's averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3.
And Clark, for Deron Williams, it clearly has the handle and the strength to get to the basket, but no longer the explosion that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know, he's had some ankle injuries, and that certainly is a part of that. And he's also in his 30s now, so largely a perimeter jump shooter, but still can impact the game with his deep shooting and playmaking.
That's a 2 from Smith. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Drummond with a screen on Miller. Williams kicks to Diaw. And Jordan sends it back. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. Rain Man's checked in for Chicago. Smith comes in for Chandler Parsons. Big group substitution here for Denver. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Andre Drummond. Jones comes in for Boris Diaw. Pierce has checked in for Kidd-Gilchrist. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Etuan Moore. Ajinça with the bucket. Ajinça's got his first points in this one.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Smith kicks to Smith. The offensive rebound. Plays it up and banks it in.
got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And Pierce, here we go. And he gets it to go.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Again, Doris Burke spoke with Mike Malone. Doris?
Kevin, I talked to him about the shot blocking they're certain to face in this matchup. He's certainly cognizant of it, and he told me this. If we can play a little more up-tempo and score before their bigs can recover, that will help. Also, getting them on the move in the half court, whether with ball movement or screens, will also serve us well. Kevin, if they can execute, they'll have some success.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. What approach to use against the opposing D, I guess, in the front of their minds, it sounds like, guys.
And I think it's going to take not just one approach, but several. I mean, they are so good at making adjustments defensively. They'll have to be ready to adjust on the fly as well.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, this is a team that will give you a lot of different looks at the defensive end, so adjusting and adapting, critically important.
Some changes for Chicago. Skinny comes in for Smith. And Gary Neal subbed in for Smith. Miller sets a screen for Smith. Here's Baxter. Second chance shot. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Chicago shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
At the line, Baxter.
He hits both from the stripe.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Denver with a tough year last season. A lot of losses for them on the road as they would go, what, Clark, only 11-30 away from the Mile High City.
Yeah, and Kevin, they ended the season on a 5-game road losing streak as well. I mean, they had mostly given up at that point as they had tried to develop young players, and it just kind of blew up on them down the stretch.
1:12 left to play in the first quarter. And Sloan kicks to Williams. That's tipped. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Rejected by Pierce. Now Ajinça. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. Pierce, the pass to Sloan. Jones drives in, and easy 2 points on the layup.
A big problem for the Nuggets last year is that they just couldn't hit shots away from home. I mean, they finished in the bottom 5 in terms of field goal percentage on the road. Yeah, great look, but disappointing with a miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Now here's Jones. The shot by Pierce will not go. 17 seconds left to play in the first. Miller outside, takes the 3. Pass to Neal. And it's Miller in the corner. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
Like or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
We've got Chandler Parsons. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Smith. And there's Skinny. And it's Smith in a shooting guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Fast break. Here comes Chicago.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Jones trying
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
That's his first personal foul.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Chicago?
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Josh Smith, he's checked in for Smith. Boris Diaz checked in for Denver. Sloan dishes to Drummond. Feeds it to Moore. Diaz with a screen on Smith. Here's Moore. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Boy, how about that screen by Michael Kidd-Gilchrist?
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. To the inside, and stolen by Drummond. Here's Sloan. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. The 8-footer. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Chicago leading by 3. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
Sloan hits them both.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on it. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
Here's Moore, following the three-point basket by Chicago. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And it's Drummond missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Moore with the steal. The pass to Sloan. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith. That is his first foul of the game. Andre Miller's checked in for Skinny. Lopez, he's checked in for Denver. Here's Sloan. Passes it to Lopez. The shot misses.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Smith, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 4. And Moore kicks to Sloan. Diaw, the screen. Lopez, a screen on Miller. The Nuggets moving the ball around. You look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark. They won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
No good on that one. Chicago making some changes. Rain Man checked in for Jordan. And Gary Neal subbed in for Smith. And then for Denver, Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Diaw. Pierce comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Donald Sloan. Good on the second free throw.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, he's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
And the shot is good. 6 points for Williams. Chicago leading by 4. Smith outside. 1:58 left to play here in the second quarter. Just his first attempt. No good. And it's Denver the other way.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector. Just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase blocks. He just challenges every shot inside without fouling. They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint. Defenders there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Denver calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Smith checked in for Chicago. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Terrence Jones. Chicago's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Kicks to Neal. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Ajinça.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
There's no doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
And Parsons gets it to go.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Moore with the bucket.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Miller. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Williams against Miller. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Jones.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
But they get it back. There's Miller with the 3 and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Chicago leads by 2. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
Well, they're paying attention to the boards, and that's a good thing. When you're trying to get
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Been a solid outing for Smith. He has 12 points and 2 rebounds.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Denver, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Boris Diaw. Then there's Etuan Moore. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Williams at the 1 spot.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
Now here's Williams. 6 points for him. And that one's good. Drummond.
What a tremendous feed from Williams. Great awareness.
timeout call.
Chicago calls timeout. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the court, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletically.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the two things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. Chicago calls timeout. This is the first chance this season.
In their meetings,
He split. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Chicago calls timeout. And when you think of Kid Gilchrist, one thing that comes to mind is intangibles. He has a desire and intensity and a will to win that elevates him to elite status.
Yeah, you know, he never will be a great shooter, and he's still working on his jump shot. But the intangibles, you talked about it, you add heart and tenacity to that. Every team wants a guy like that.
And talking about Kid Gilchrist, yes, he's worked to fix his shooting form last season, but the real improvement was made on the boards. He averaged 7.5 rebounds a game in only 29 minutes of play. That is outstanding.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Smith checked in for Smith. Dunleavy comes in for Parsons. Gary Neal's checked in for Smith. And it's Skinny in for Miller.
And for Kid Gilchrist, he was accustomed to so much winning in high school, college, international competition. He's had a rough first 3 years in the NBA, making the playoffs only once in that time. But he's a real warrior, so that has to be killing him inside. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Now here's Drummond. He's got 6. And it's Moore penetrating. And the officials call a traveling violation. Here's the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been fantastic from three-point land in the last 10. The Nuggets third.
Yeah, both teams on fire right now, shooting lights out from long range, and also great ball movement, I think, enabling them to create those terrific opportunities.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But, Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that you know, just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And Denver has possession after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Outside Williams. Diaw, the screen. It's Williams with the drive. Here's Drummond. No good. Now Chicago takes it the other way.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of him. My goodness, I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
Robin Lopez is checked in for the Nuggets. Donald Sloan comes in for Ejuan Moore. Williams passes to Lopez. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 5 assists tonight.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Chicago calls timeout.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand, but freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
And so here is Chicago. They lead by 1. And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
Here's Williams after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Here's Drummond. Offensive rebound. The feed now to Sloan. And it falls over the rim and in. For Chicago, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Jordan the pass to Hines. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Lopez. Sloan dishes to Drummond. From 11 feet away, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Drummond's got 8 points.
He can be a matchup nightmare if he can get it in the paint.
Smith can't get it to go. Good D by Lopez. Denver in the lead. Sloan passes to Drummond. Lopez right side. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. And now Doris Burke has an update for us on Andre Miller. Doris?
Hello, Kevin. I spoke with the head athletic trainer for Chicago. It doesn't seem like too drastic of an injury. We're into the heart of the season now, and that's the last thing this team wanted to hear. That's going to make their winter just a little bit longer, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Hopefully we'll see him very soon.
Well, they like him back as quick as possible, but they also want him healthy.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Denver also making some changes. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Lopez. Jones comes in for Drummond. And Pierce subbed in for Kid Gilchrist. Now here's Williams. He's got 6. Ajinça kicks to Pierce. 6 on the shot clock. From beyond the arc. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Rain Man's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Williams, that's good.
Assist from
55 seconds left here in the third quarter. Smith outside. Pass to Baxter. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
I like the move to go 2 for 1 here.
So do I, Greg. I mean, I agree with you. They need to get a quick look and then try to get another possession after that.
A second chance effort, and it's Jones laying it in. Jones has got 10 points in the game.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
You're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Parsons on the wing. Lets it go with a 3. Good. And Miller gets the assist. And it's 8 points for Chandler Parsons. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Miller is out there with Smith. Then it's Smith. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Miller against Williams. Diaw, the screen. Off the screen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And that's 10 points for Andre Drummond. That's tipped. Moore with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Kid Gilchrist has got it. The shot by Williams, no good. Chicago trailing here. Moore with the steal. Drummond a screen, and Moore kicks to Diaw. And the rejection by Smith. Fast break, here comes Chicago. Parsons got the ball. Nice shot by Smith. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Chicago.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Chicago calls timeout. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen zero drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
And that one's good. Drummond.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Miller kicks to Jordan. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And that's how you want to use your fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good play. I mean, you stop a sure thing slam dunk with that foul. And I think you send a bit of a message, too, about your physicality and force in the basket area. And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
And you really got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
They retain possession. Williams dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Diaw. Great positioning on the putback. And the Nuggets lead by 2.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now, here is Smith. Jordan, high post. Parsons for 3. Rebound, Andre Drummond. Drummond's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And there's Michael Kidd Gilchrist on the assist by Drummond. Now it's a 4-point Denver lead. Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled. He's much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled.
That's a 2 from Smith. And the shot falls short this time. The Nuggets leading by 4. This is to Diaw. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Chicago calls timeout.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Rainman checked in for Jordan. Smith comes in for Smith. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Parsons. And it's Skinny in for Andre Millis. Denver calls timeout. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Outside Williams. Here's Drummond. It's deflected.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Here's Baxter. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. And that's now 9 points for Rainman. Denver in the lead. Now the dish to Kid Gilchrist. Drummond sets the screen for Kid Gilchrist. Back to Williams. Goes up on the wing. Chicago grabs the miss. Smith's got his third rebound tonight. The drive by Smith. Here's Baxter. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Denver shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby. 38%. Williams kicks to Diaw. And that one's good. And the Nuggets lead by 3.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
That's a 2 from Smith. No good. Now Denver takes it the other way. Outside Williams. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
The pass to Hines. Here's the 3. And that one's good.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're ahead by 2. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth quarter. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth. Pass to Williams. Denver passing it around. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Right back to the basics there, using the one hand.
To Dunleavy. Money! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
Williams kicks to Moore. Back to Williams. To the right side. Shot clock at 6. So it's Chicago now. Here's Smith. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
They had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
Better